Apple's growing like a weed, and it's clear that we need to build a new campus.
This spaceship-like ring has a diameter of 1,500 feet and a whopping 2.8 million square feet of space. To put that into perspective, the old campus was just 850,000 square feet. That's almost 4 times smaller. Apple Park is designed to accommodate 12,000 employees and cost a jaw-dropping $5 billion. Way over the initial $500 million budget. This makes it one of the priciest buildings in the world. But hey, you get what you pay for, right? In short, Apple is like this massive, futuristic spaceship that's been shining and pulling human civilization towards a brighter future for over 20 years now. But what's going on behind the scenes? How is the kitchen run? These are questions millions of people are curious about. Apple is also known for its extreme privacy, which has given rise to many rumors and theories about its corporate culture. Due to this secrecy, there is little reliable info on what life is actually like for employees at Apple Park. This has led to theories ranging from the absurd, like claims that Apple has already developed teleportation, or that cars fly between buildings, to the more grounded yet still speculative, like technologies that let people control devices with their minds. There is a pretty popular rumor that under the main Apple Park campus, there are 3 underground floors housing secret labs. These levels are used for testing the latest technologies in top secret conditions. Employees sign strict non-disclosure agreements and work in environments designed to prevent any leaks. It's said that access to some areas is so restricted that even some top managers can't get in. They say these underground labs are used for developing and testing products that won't see the light of day for decades. They say augmented and virtual reality technologies are tested there. They say prototypes of iPhones up to the 25th generation are stored there. They say a lot of things, but what's true? People around the world are asking, what innovations and discoveries are hidden behind the walls of one of the most technologically advanced companies in the world? And what it's like to work there? Let's dive in and find out. So it all started in 1976 in Steve Jobs' garage on Chris Drive in Los Altos, California. Picture this, 3 guys with big dreams. Steve Jobs handling business and sales, Steve Wozniak crafting the tech, and Ronald Wayne managing admin tasks and documentation. Their first creation was the Apple I, a simple but functional computer kit that users had to assemble themselves. This project got some serious attention and funding, helping Apple take off quickly. By 1983, Apple had moved to a new office on Bentley Drive in Cupertino and had grown its staff to over 1,000 people, from 3 to 1,000 in 7 years. Just 7 years, pretty impressive, right? They had rolled out products like the Apple II, Apple III, the Macintosh, and even the flop known as Lisa. The company's structure was traditional, with a clear hierarchy and departments responsible for different products and functions. Choosing Cupertino for their headquarters was no accident. Being in the heart of Silicon Valley meant they were close to other tech companies and a rich pool of talent. Cupertino also provided the right infrastructure and space for expansion. Their office, known as Bentley I, had a modest yet functional design inspired by Spanish architecture with adobe walls and a terracotta roof. It was quite charming. Fast forward to 1993 and Apple opened its first campus, One Infinite Loop, in Cupertino, spanning 850,000 square feet and housing about 6,000 employees. Built on the site of former office buildings of various Silicon Valley companies, it quickly became a symbol of innovation and technological progress. Why, you ask? Because One Infinite Loop offered employees tons of perks like modern equipment, spacious offices, relaxation areas, cafes, fitness centers, and even meditation spaces. Working at Apple was like a dream for many engineers and designers, offering both challenges and opportunities in a vibrant, inspiring atmosphere. Steve Jobs, living nearby in Palo Alto, would drive to work in his iconic Mercedes-Benz SL55 AMG, rocking his black turtleneck, New Balance sneakers, and Levi's 501 jeans. Visitors and locals in Silicon Valley were often impressed by the campus's innovative architecture and amenities. It was one of the first office complexes to focus heavily on design and create operate in comfortable conditions. Traditional Armstrong ceilings gave way to designer open spaces, and the campus featured modern art and meditation areas, which were quite rare back then. The scale and uniqueness of the campus made it a true symbol of innovation. Despite the highs, the 80s and 90s were marked by instability for Apple, with Jobs leaving the company, frequent leadership changes, funding issues, and a lack of innovation and development plagued the company. Jobs was busy with his new venture, Next, developing new software quite successfully. In 1997, Apple realized they needed him back and acquired Next along with Jobs himself. This move breathed new life into Apple, with Jobs steering the company towards creating groundbreaking products that would change the world for the next 30 years, and boy did he succeed. Starting with the iMac in 1999. Jobs stabilized Apple's finances and market presence. The company rose from the ashes, hiring thousands to develop revolutionary products: iMac, macOS, iPod, iTunes, and the App Store, all conceived during the period from 1997 to 2003. In 2006, Apple unveiled the revolutionary MacBook, and in 2007, they created phenomenon, the iPhone, marking a significant turning point in tech history. So what was going on at Apple when they unveiled the iPhone? Things were looking pretty fantastic. Thanks to a series of hit products and the charismatic leadership of Steve Jobs, Apple had become one of the most desirable places to work globally. Competition to get in was fierce, and the standards were sky high. Financially, Apple was thriving. Sales were through the roof, and the company had built up enough capital to operate at the absolute pinnacle of quality and stability. Around 2006, Steve Jobs decided that Apple was about to outgrow its One Infinite Loop campus. He pitched the idea of building a new campus. He wanted a space that embodied Apple's philosophy: innovation, simplicity, and elegance. He envisioned Apple Park as a place where the brightest minds could come together to create new products. The design process was unique to say the least. It included features like a circular building, a massive inner garden, and solar panels on the roof. Jobs wanted Apple Park to be an environmentally friendly building, utilizing renewable energy sources. He didn't just want an office, he wanted a place that would inspire and drive innovation among the world's top talent. So, in 2006, they start looking for the perfect plot of land. Given the project's ambitions, it took a while. It wasn't until 2008 that Apple bought a 175-acre piece of land, previously owned by HP, not far from their main campus in Cupertino. Fast forward another 2 years to 2010, and Apple signed a deal with the architectural firm Foster & Partners, led by the renowned architect Norman Foster. He's the guy behind London's Millennium Bridge and the Reichstag Dome in Berlin. Foster wasn't working alone though. Steve Jobs and Apple's chief designer Jony Ive were heavily involved in the conceptual design, highlighting the project's significance to Apple. By June 2011, just a year later, Steve Jobs presented the new campus project to the Cupertino City Council. They loved it and quickly approved the design, which looked like a spaceship. Throughout this entire process, Apple didn't slow down on producing groundbreaking products. They rolled out the iPad, MacBook Air, Apple TV, iPhone 3G, 3GS, 4S. The company's fortunes couldn't have been better. Steve Jobs became an icon, almost a deity in the tech world. From the launch of the first iPhone, Apple's employee count surged from 20,000 to 60,000, and revenue jumped from $25 billion to $100 billion. Even with the global financial crisis, Apple's market cap soared, and everyone wanted a piece of Apple. But
death of a man who literally changed the way we live our lives every day.
Steve Jobs has passed away after about...
Steve Jobs has died at the age of 56.
Steve Jobs has died at age 56.
Steve Jobs passed away a short time ago.
Steve Jobs passed away on October 5th, 2011, after a long battle with a rare form of cancer. This was a huge blow for the entire company. On the outside, it looked like the loss of a leader who was the face and soul of Apple, an irreplaceable part of the company's flawless image. Inside, it caused a deep crisis. Many employees lost their motivation and confidence in the future. The corporate spirit took a nosedive because Jobs was an inspiring figure for everyone who worked at Apple. Financially, the company took a hit too. Apple's market cap temporarily dropped as investors and shareholders doubted the company's ability to stay on course without its founder. One of Jobs' most ambitious ideas, the construction of Apple Park, was also thrown into uncertainty. The project continued, but without Jobs, the process became less organized and focused. Employees involved in the project felt lost without his leadership. Construction moved forward, but the speed and determination with which it started were gone. But despite all these challenges, Apple's team approached the crisis strategically. In August 2011, a few months before his death, Jobs handed over the CEO role to Tim Cook, who was the company's COO at the time. And as we now understand, this was Jobs' last genius move. Tim Cook not only maintained the level and quality of Apple's subsequent products, but also significantly multiplied Jobs' legacy over the next 20 years. But let's take it step by step. The uncertainty among employees didn't last long because Jobs left behind a colossal legacy and, presumably, a vast number of plans and developments. He also left a talented manager who could inspire the company and energize it to develop future products. This was evident in the financial indicators as well. The company's stock prices dipped briefly, but soon bounced back, especially after the introduction of another groundbreaking product, the iPhone 4S. And as we now know, this was just the beginning. Shortly after these events, around 2013, active work on the construction of Apple Park resumed. Demolition of old buildings, site clearing, and other preparatory works kicked off. By 2014, the main construction phase began, lasting about 3 years. During this period, the primary structures were erected, including the main circular building, underground parking lots, a fitness center, research labs, and auxiliary buildings. By April 2017, Apple Park was open to employees and has since been Apple's main campus and headquarters. So what is Apple Park? And what's happening inside it now? Inside, there are no traditional air conditioners. Instead, Apple uses natural ventilation, which Steve Jobs believed boosts employees' immune systems and productivity. This system can keep the building cool for up to 9 months a year without air conditioning. Plus, the building is eco-friendly, with a design aimed at minimizing its environmental impact. Apple Park is equipped with 692 massive steel plates for earthquake isolation, protecting the building from seismic activity. The construction used natural materials like wood and stone, creating a harmonious blend with nature. The roof, nearly all solar panels, which power up to 75% of the campus during peak times, significantly reducing the company's carbon footprint. Surrounding the campus are lush green spaces, including thousands of trees, making for a pleasant and environmentally friendly workspace. The campus even earned elite platinum certification for its green achievements. About 80% of Apple Park is green space, featuring orchards with 9,000 trees, including plums, apples, and apricots. Yum. Apple Park is like a mini city of the future. Besides the main workspaces and open areas, there are recreation zones, meditation spaces, fitness clubs, yoga studios, basically everything you need to chill and stay fit. There are also plenty of cafes and restaurants for both employees and visitors. Speaking of visitors, there is a dedicated visitor center where people can learn about the campus and Apple's products. Next to the office is a futuristic underground amphitheater with the world's largest carbon fiber roof, seating 1,000 people. Named after Steve Jobs, this is where all the big Apple product launches happen. The attention to detail at Apple Park is insane. There's even a story about a lead designer creating a special pizza box to keep pizza from getting soggy and cold too quickly. Classic Apple, right? But what is life like for employees here? Structurally, Apple isn't much different from other big corporations. Top management centralizes decision-making, enabling quick responses to market changes. Below them, the organization is divided into functional departments like R&D, marketing, operations, sales, and finance, all reporting up to Tim Cook, the CEO. To manage global operations efficiently, Apple has numerous branches worldwide with local sales and marketing teams. The company is big on privacy, so insider info in its corporate culture is rare. However, creativity and innovation are highly encouraged, with a focus on ideas that can lead to breakthrough technologies and products. Cross-functional teamwork is a staple at Apple, integrating diverse expertise to create innovative products. Despite the secrecy, open communication and idea exchange are encouraged within teams. Employees often mention the intense atmosphere due to high-quality standards and competition, both internally and externally. Apple rewards outstanding performance, which can lead to career growth, but also potential burnout. That's where the meditation rooms, green spaces, and relaxation areas come in handy. The best minds, geniuses, and prodigies work productively and stress-free, all while earning significantly more than the industry average. That's the magic of Apple Park. Privacy is one of the cornerstones of Apple's success. It's all about protecting their innovations and intellectual property from competitors. Obviously, such secrecy breeds rumors and gossip about underground labs and other secret facilities. Whether you believe them or not is up to you, but honestly, it just doesn't make much sense. Apple is heavily invested in developing AI, autonomous vehicles, healthcare technology, so of course they have secret labs. And it doesn't matter where they are, underground, underwater, wherever. They are creating mind-blowing products and don't want competitors to know about them, which is perfectly normal. Although, trust me, competitors find out about new products way before the keynote at the Steve Jobs Theater. And that's okay for Apple because no one else has the production power to steal an idea and pull it off better than Apple can. Even with all their secrecy, Apple actively invests in training specialists both inside and outside the company. Internships, partnerships with universities, and internal training programs help prepare highly skilled professionals, benefiting the entire industry, including competitors. Apple has come a long way, from three guys in a garage to a corporation with tens of thousands of employees worldwide. Today, Apple is not just a company, it's a city of the future, filled with the most talented people. This journey was full of challenges and triumphs, making the company's story particularly inspiring. Working at Apple now is like being an astronaut, a dream of many kids and adults alike. It's not just about the high salary, the cool office in Cupertino, or the employee discount on products. The real deal is the opportunity to be part of a company that makes a huge impact on both the present and the future. Being part of Apple means being part of a team that changes the world and creates innovations that affect millions of lives. So what really lies beneath the Apple Park? Underground levels and labs? Yes. Mind-blowing offices with city-like infrastructure? Yes. A corporate culture filled with exciting challenges, endless growth, and altruism? Yes. The chance to be part of history? Absolutely. And of course, an incredibly cool pizza box. Really works. Let's go, Apple.
Once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. That you can change it, you can mold it. That's maybe the most important thing.